Hey guys, so I was bored playing video games as normal IRC as much as I can, weather permitting. It's slightly above zero, which is nice, but it's also Sunday, so if I want to get out, like the parks are kind of not full. People can still go to the parks, just that weekends it's a little more crowded, so it's a little tough to keep the old social distancing. So I kind of keep the park thing to the week, unless Brad or somebody texts me and they want to go out. I go out. Yeah, it is earlier morning, early morning, so I haven't spoken much, not even to Molly really. Uh, so I figured I'd get wrenching on the old 6x6 here. It's been a long time since I've worked on it, probably since it was in a comp with Joe 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago now. And it did all right then. I've trailed it numerous times. It's my trailer truck, right? So if I got to haul a boat or something like that, it's usually this thing that does it because of the dual DeWalt's. Those big bad boys. So she started clicking. If you've seen this truck with this body here on a video with Medic, he was driving. Geez, it was a big truck with the orange tires where we snapped. Was it the axle or spun out the hub or something? We glued it. It lasted a little while. Anyways, this thing clicked on the trail, and I was kind of hoping it was a diff, or was I hoping it was a gear or spur? The spur is pretty much toast, anyways. Give that a second to focus. Focus. Yeah, spur's not in great shape. It's pretty toast. So we're going to change that out today, which is not very exciting, but it's a 48 pitch, and on it I had two different size of pinions. They're filthy, and I can't read the numbers if there is any. Yep, an 18 and a 17. I used to run an 18 and a 16, but the 16 burnt off. But these are pretty good. That's a nylon, I think, from Robinson Racing. If you're going to run 48 pitch, I highly recommend those. I don't like the metal 48 pitches. They just seem to chew up pinions like crazy. But if you switch to 32 pitch like I plan to today, I had to run upstairs and grab my parts bin. And I had a thought on the way back. I lock my trucks up pretty solid front to back. There's really no weak point. The reason why I say that is because almost, I think every RC comes out, or a trail truck anyways, comes with a slipper clutch. I eliminate them as soon as I can. Like this one, I thread the screws all the way through the other side. And then I also have it gunked up with that beetle gasket I got. She ain't going nowhere. This particular style is the pin style. Okay, that's on there pretty good. But I run the pin style. The shaft that comes out of the transmission, there's either a flat spot style where the plastic piece that goes over it meshes with that like a half moon. And then the other style is a through pin. And then the piece goes over that it's got the slot for the pin. I run the slot for the pin and then tighten the living crap out of the slipper clutch with gunk in it, glue in it. I'll thread lock it, everything I can. I'll put a whole bunch of spacers in it in case I'll ditch the spring completely. Yeah, I just lock it up solid drive shafts, everything. The only weak point I have, I guess, would be the pin, and I do carry extra pins, so when I do snap them, I don't care. MIP drive shafts or newer Axial or Traxxas drive shafts are really strong too. And some guys will run different weak points, like they'll keep a plastic spur and just carry extra spurs because they're really cheap, and just every time you burn a spur or a pinion, that's your weak point. I don't like running a weak point at all. I'd rather my truck run like a tank, and then if I break something, I really deserve that part to be broken. So I think I'm going to keep these motors in there because one of them did not smell good or sound good, but I oiled them and cleaned them. Not in that order. I cleaned them, then I oiled them. But I'm going to change up to, oh yeah, what I started saying before. I'm going to change up to a metal Robinson Racing 32 pitch. I have these on numerous trucks already. I believe there's one on the Gravedigger. Relic's got one. Excuse me. A couple other trucks do as well. I love these. And they're not hard on pinions like the 48 pitch is. So this is a 32 pitch, part number 1558. I highly recommend these. These are awesome. So let me get this sucker on there. Oh, and I always giggle like this because I used to have a really nice thin box style 7mm wrench because I got my one of my tool kits, right? And these little flat wrenches that come with units, they're nice. I used to have a nice little 7mm one, but I lost it on the trail. So I have the actual a Mastercraft one out of my reel set that I now keep in my backpack. So hopefully I never need that somewhere else. So let me slap this back on there, and then we're going to flip this thing over. We're going to show you what's going on underneath the truck and what kind of maintenance this thing requires a couple times a year or every dozen trips out or so. Nothing overly exciting. Maybe it would be if I had more light. Yeah, nothing overly exciting. So there's the new 32 pitch in there. She's locked up solid with the nut and washers, no spring. 14 tooth, those are dual DeWalt motors. They look rough, but they're just fine. But just wait till you see what I'm showing you next. I'll get this guy rolled over. So yeah, she's definitely soon for maintenance all around. See, that one looks really loose, but I'm not sure if that's the, let's find out. All right, so I was struggling with the GoPro and the light, so I figured, I'm gonna go with the classic head cam. I just really hope it's not too out of whack for sight. Wow, those lights are in rough condition, eh? Look at that. Oh, that's from me taking screws in and out from rebuilding the transmission so many times. Ha. All right, so there's the front one. It kind of wiggles, but I'm thinking that it's because, more light. I think this is just a sloppy fit on there. Yeah, you see, that's okay. That's all right. That bearing's still okay for a little bit longer. It's just that that thing is just naturally sloppy on there. So that guy's okay. So there's the middle one. That's got a wee bit of play in it. Hi, Molly. The ducky dog. Oh, yeah, baby. Hey? Oh, yeah, baby. You're so pretty. Yeah, you're so pretty. Ducky dog. Hi. Oh, you know, a little bit of a stretch. Floppy. Why are you so pretty? Oh, what? What? Oh, what? You're your baby, eh? Okay. Okay. All right, back to work. Well, look at this guy here. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Loctite, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, everything feels great with that disconnected. And one of those motors sound unhappy. So that's not bad. Oh, yeah. Snug. New Loctite. Do. Little dabble, do ya? This is the one that worries me. Oh yeah, comes off. You know what? That's not bad. And that's not bad. It's just a loose fit of the MIPs. That's great news. Fantastic news. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, why isn't he oiling that while he put that back together? Because some guys like to oil and or grease their MIPs. I do not. Okay, that's not true. Every now and then, I will hit them with WD-40, which I will probably do before this thing hits the trail again. I'm also going to try and clean those motors a little bit better. And all I do to clean them is basically hit them with air and then try and reach in there with a pick. As I was saying, I will get in there with a pick and try and pick out just one of these guys. And I'll try and pick out everything I can that's in there, because I'll pick up grass and all kinds of crap. Grass is probably the biggest problem. Mud and dirt isn't such a big deal because it'll wash out with water. But I can't speak for all brush motors, but when it comes to DeWalt's, they love their oil. So yeah, this thing doesn't look too bad. It sounds kind of rough in the when I roll it back and forth, but that's because there is that big metal spur now with two big old 14-inch 32 pitch 14 tooth 32 pitch. I think I threw inch in there somewhere. But yeah, that's just a quick maintenance for this guy. I guess a bit of an upgrade. All right, I know you guys love the bench talks. There's really not much else I can do to this thing. It's not ready for a complete teardown yet. I thought it was. So it's almost a bit of a fail. But yeah, I'm going to oil this baby up and maybe get her out for the trail. And the next time out, tow a trailer maybe. Maybe throw some micros in the back. What do you guys want to see? More micro stuff. I know the trail videos don't do as good as I would like them to because they're my favorite thing. But I guess I'm not telling jokes and being funny in a trail video too much. But yeah, I don't have really anything to build right now. I want to do stuff to this Mini. I do want to do stuff to this. I just don't have the money to put into it right now. But this has got a lot of potential. And this is still one of those things where, like, we went out on urban assault there kind of thing. A little trailer, a semi-trailer run, a semi-run with our Tamayas there the other night. I could have drove this in retrospect, I think. The guys may have, oh, it's not a semi. I don't care. I just want to come out and I want to try this thing. But yeah, a few of you Canadians probably know what I'm going to do to this thing. But it's in the works. It's just not happening quite yet. That's going to be about it for me and Molly today. Thanks for checking this out. I can't wait to get this thing out, and you'll see it in a few videos. I was just about to do that oiling, like I said. See if I can do this without... Kill some lights. This could be fun. Don't be afraid, Mom. I hope you guys saw it at the beginning because it was wild when I first did it. Yeah, that upper motor is throwing a lot of sparks. I just can't... I don't know if it's crap in there. Or if that's the arm touching. Well, hopefully that was entertaining. Just when I thought I had it beat, the drive shaft is actually rubbing on the spur gear. I guess it must be something that it cleaned off of the old one, because if you look at the old one, it's kind of crowned, like slightly rounded. The edge looked like it got torn off by the drive shaft as well, but it probably happened real fast. Whereas this thing is not happening quickly. And it looks like the spur gear is in pretty good shape still, that it is winning the battle against the MIP, but I don't want to play this game. I'm going to change out that drive shaft, I think. And another problem. So now, yeah, it's the spur is rubbing on the drive shaft there, so if I hold it up in the air like this, it's okay. But as soon as I put it on the floor, you hear that? You won't be able to see it, but you can hear it. I guess you can kind of see the truck wobble too a bit. Yeah, I gotta change out that shaft. Well, it may not be ready for a real rebuild, but I'm running into problems left and right. I'm starting to think that was just gunk in the motor, maybe something stuck on the comm, because it doesn't smell as bad as it did earlier, and it was working okay on the floor, but I gotta fix that shaft. Alright. That's too bad. I like MIPs. No problems with them. And it's fun to watch them wear over the years. I think it is anyways, because I got some. I don't know where they are. I'll show you what these ones look like as soon as I get this guy out of here. Ooh, that one's pretty sloppy. Try to give you the best view as I can here. See how sloppy the barrel is inside that? There's that guy. Then there's both, not only the pin, but then the inside as well. Look at that piece in there. That's got so much slop. Very sloppy. So this is good enough to be a spare. Look at the size of that hole. There's so much play in that. Now going in are a set off an Axial SCX-10-2, but they have the through pin style. Oh. Like so. And I can't use those because I have Robinson racing gears throughout this thing, and I don't know if they're all the same, but the make and model or whatever you want to say on the ones that I have are not the through style, they are the flat spot. So I got to take the MIP grubs and put those into the axial ones, and I'm so glad that they fit now. That was a pain in the butt for so long. They're interchangeable now. I thank you to both manufacturers for allowing each other to use each other's thread pattern or whatever. Or if it's just a standard grub and MIP was the first to go to the 2 mil because it's way better. Molly, you're aggressively cleaning yourself. People may be able to hear you. Okay, you're pretty gross. Did you hear the big swallow? Oh God, I hope not. Oh, this mofo is too long. I have to shorten it. Oh. So I'm going down about that much. That's what she said? Maybe. The side cutter action. Clip. 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 Okay, so the other one would have been a smidgen too long, and it would have went on. The problem is the suspension would not have operated correctly. So if you guys are changing out drive shafts, or sometimes you have a wobble in your drive shaft because your pieces are too short. But I had to shorten it up just so when the suspension did compress, that had room to move, because it was still like, see how tight that side is? It was like that on both sides of the shaft, or both sides of the centerpiece. So there's no way it could have collapsed all the way, which is then putting pressure on places you don't want there to be pressure in the transmission and the gear and the diff. So you would have been crushing bearings in there slowly over time, and the thing never would have performed properly. Now listen to this rig. Power, baby. Maybe those 14s are a little high. Might have to go down to 13s or 11. Man, this baby moves. All right, she's running smooth. She might be ready for the trail. Okay, so this time I mean it. Thanks for watching.